Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. I posted a video a minute ago regarding the Daria Dugina's car bomb killing and who the Russians blame for her killing, for her terrorist attack. And she was a journalist and she was a daughter of a philosopher who has a great influence on the Russian society, including on allegedly Russian President Vladimir Putin. Someone wanted that guy dead and instead they killed her since he switched cars at the last moment. So the Russian media and some weasels in Russia claim immediately that it was the United States of America and Ukraine. Well, personally I do not think so, because who would like to kill a philosopher? I mean, if they wanted a state, if they want to really take care of someone, would be Putin himself, not even Lavrov. I said maybe Shoigu as an example, but Putin would be the big prize here, not a philosopher, intelligent guy over there, someone who has ideas that some like and some don't. But guess what? It seems like I found another article and this guy was activated, this group actually was activated to get the Russians to a different story. What's interesting is the previous video that I made on the subject came from Fox News at 5:29 p.m. And this article here comes in 2:54 p.m. on the same day, today. So I wonder how Fox News had 3 hours? 3 hours to not read the other piece of news, which would probably clarify that position. But the other, the Fox News, this is the title: Russia blames Ukraine and US for terrorist attack that killed daughter of Putin's brain. Well, it's not Russia, it was a few weasels in the mass media. That's not Russia. There are some Russians, yes. And then this article that gives us the answer is from Ukrainska Pravda, August 21st, 2022, 2:54 p.m. And this is the title: Daria Dugina was killed by partisans from National Republican Army, former Russian parliamentarian. So, as you can, this is a statement, which is, it's not a, there's no doubts here, there's no keywords that could make it. You know, if it's not so, they could switch to the back door and run. And we left a little door somewhere. It's clear that she was killed by these guys. It's clear. There's no nothing, no doubt left in the title. Well, let's see. And this is the person who is. He reminds me of, if you remember that movie Red Heat, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and when he plays a Russian police officer coming to America to arrest Victor. Now this is Victor. It looks like that guy. Anyway, I'm not a big, I don't watch movies. I don't have, I mean, I have a TV, but I don't watch anything on TV. I watch everything online, and I'm watching not movies. But I used to watch a lot of movie when in my previous life, when I was much younger. I mean, Red Heat is what, 1987 or something. So those times I was in Romania having a VCR. That there were 3 VCRs in the whole city, because you couldn't have VCRs in those times. Because my father, anyway, we had it, a VCR. There were 3 VCRs in the whole city, made of about 200,000 people city. So imagine. Anyway, Ilya Ponomarev, that's the name of that gentleman, not Victor, okay? A former member of the State Duma. So he was a former member of the State Duma of the Russian Federation, the Russian Parliament, said that the so-called National Republican Army, NRA, has claimed responsibility for the murder of Daria Dugina. So no, Ilya is a member, he's not Victor. Has claimed responsibility for the murder of Daria Dugina, the daughter of Putin's ideologue Alexander Dugin. Source: Ponomarev on air on Utro Fevralia, February morning, parenthesis, his opposition TV channel, and in a commentary for Ukrainska Pravda. Details: Ponomarev said Daria Dugina had called for the murder of Ukrainians and was one of the voices inciting violence and calling for murders in the occupied territories of Ukraine. Among other things, she had offered a justification for the killing of Ukrainian prisoners of war in Olenivka prison camp. This guy says so. She was a bad girl. Quote from Ponomarev: "This fact, the murder of Dugina, like many other partisan acts carried out on Russian territory over the last few months, was carried out by the National Republican Army." Now it's National Republican Army. Okay, I don't understand here. National is for nation, Republican is a republic, Army. Okay, I understand that one. So I don't know why that would be a. Anyway, by the name, it should be like a nationalistic group, but it seems like not. We have established contact with NRA, not National Rifle Association, take that out, fighters via our Rospartisan Telegram channel, which covers the rising tide of resistance in Russia. Today, the NRA fighters authorized me to read their manifesto. All right, and this is the manifesto. Ready? Let's hear. "We are Russian activists, military personnel and politicians, currently also partisans and fighters of the National Republican Army, and we are outlawing the warmongers, thieves, and oppressors of the people of Russia!" Exclamation mark. "We declare President Putin to be an usurper of power and a war criminal who has violated the Constitution, unleashed a fratricidal war between Slavic peoples, and sent Russia soldiers to a certain and senseless death. We will overthrow and destroy Putin. We declare all Russian government officials and regional administration officials to be accomplices to the usurper. We will kill every one of them who fails to resign. We declare all business owners who profit from corruption and personal connections to government officials to be traitors of the motherland and accomplices to the usurper. We will destroy the property of everyone who fails to repent and publicly express their opposition to government and its war, and we will kill every one of them." Very peaceful bunch of dudes here, right? "We declare everyone who works for the security forces to be accomplices to the usurper. We will kill everyone, kill, oh my, who fails to lay down the arms and step down from their positions. We declare military cargo, well, okay, we declare this, we kill. I got that one. The problem is, I have here with this guy saying that Putin is the one who kills Slavic people, but this guy seems to be so narrow-minded, ignoring the Anglo-Saxons, pushing the other Slavic people to kill these Slavic people, or having them as servants. I don't want to use slaves, but servants in their how do you call it, on their payroll of those guys. They don't understand that, so obviously they're kind of like missing a lot of important parts. But it's kill. So they urge and do all that. Let's see what else we have here. Daria Dugina, the dog, was killed when the car exploded. Okay, background. Ilya, member of, he was said that. Okay, that's good. It says that Ilya Ponomarev was a member until 10th of June 2016, despite emigrating to the US in June of the home. Wait a second. So he emigrated to US in 2014, and he was in the Russian Duma until 2016. On 24 June 2016, he received the Ukrainian residence permit. So he was a Russian. He was in the state. He immigrated to the United States, all right, in June 2014. Until June 2016, he was the member of the parliament of, not US parliament, of Russian parliament. And in 2016, when he got out of the parliament, he received a Ukrainian resident permit. So was he a weasel? Oh my God, I think so. What don't you think? I mean, very complicated, right? He went to the United States, came back, was planted in somehow in the Russian Duma, and then he was out of the Russian Duma, and he got to be a permanent resident of Ukraine. So In May 2019, Petro Poroshenko, then president of Ukraine, granted Ponomarev Ukrainian citizenship. So, okay, weasel. Okay, I got it. Ponomarev was the only member of the Russian parliament who voted against the accession of Crimea to the Russian Federation in March 2014. All right, he just came from United States in 2014. Ponomarev testified in a case of high treason committed by Ukraine's former president Viktor Yanukovych, which was heard in the Obolonsky court in Kiev. During his testimony, Ponomarev said Putin has personally authorized the annexation of Crimea on the night of 22 to 23 February 2014, and his plan is blah 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 blah. All right, so we know who that guy. So that guy indeed was Ponomarev, the guy that I showed you, the Victor one. Yeah, that's the guy. So it's the same as if you remember Saakashvili, the former president of Georgia. He was educated in the United States of America, and then he came back somehow to Georgia, to his native country. He got elected as a president, somehow supported by and then he started war with Ossetia and North Ossetia and Abkhazia, and then the Russians kicked him in the teeth, and then he ran away. And you know what? Where he landed? He landed in Ukraine, and he was how do you call it? Of an oblast. He was the how do you call that? He was a governor of an oblast in Ukraine. Somehow a Georgian guy who stayed in Germany, in the United States, was the president of Georgia, ended up in Ukraine, was the governor of an oblast, and then he disappeared. I know exactly what. He was kicked out from Ukraine by his friends. So this is the same thing with this guy. Immigrated to the United States, came back to Russia, was somehow into the Duma, got into the Duma, did what he did. They got him out. I don't know, before or after. He got a permanent residency in Ukraine again, and he got granted the citizenship of Ukraine. Isn't that strange? By the president of Ukraine. Anybody gave me that? Or you? The president? No. So that means, and it seems like all these guys end up in Ukraine. All these guys with connections with the United States and try to be pushed politically, and then they end up in Ukraine. And then from Ukraine, you know where they go? To London usually. You don't believe me? Look at the oligarchs. They all ran to London. Is London, sometimes United States, and sometimes Israel, because a lot of these oligarchs are Russians. All right. I made an article, a video on that, and I can't remember. Well, like 60% were from kind of Zelensky group, or 40% or something like that. But they are victims wherever they go. All right. Well, so we know who now supposedly those guys claim responsibility. I don't think they claim responsibility. I think they are made to claim responsibility in order to divert, or maybe they are the ones. But it's kind of like everything goes to the United States, goes to Ukraine. This guy is in Ukraine, so I don't know. It's a dirty thing, but they should have probably, as I said, look at the top, not Alexander Dugin. But now we know who supposedly claimed responsibility, but I didn't hear them claiming it. He just read the manifesto, but I didn't hear we did it. Again, these are just speculations. The guy read the manifesto, but he didn't say, yeah, we did it. Yeah, you imply that everybody who does that, who's in their manifesto, will qualify to be killed. Did you hear that? All the time. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.